say you should not ask nicely or cautiously. You should ask nicely and cautiously. If I have forgotten, not if I have forgotten, maybe I have a reason why I have not given you at a set date. You should come politely with respect and ask me. However, God now took me to, first of all, God took me to Romans the 12th chapter, which he talked about how Jesus freely gave us. He gave us. He did not consider himself anything. You know, if you read the whole of Romans 12, how Jesus did everything for us. Then God now took me to Genesis 30. It was Genesis 32. Genesis 32. God took me to Genesis 32, 22. I hope I'm getting my I'm not using. I don't have my Bible. I'm believing it had to do with Jacob. I'll give you the story. Jacob had an encounter with God. However, he came as a man. You know, and when Jacob fought and fought and fought and fought. Well, the Bible tells us that he came not only as a man, but as God. So he was a man and he was God. And Jacob fought with him. Jacob refused to let him go until he blessed Jacob. Jacob refused to let him go until he was blessed. Jacob kept on telling him, I will not let you go until you blessed me. Jacob did not stay. Anybody could have easily given up. No, he did not give up. Even up until morning. And then God had to dislocate Jacob's hip bone. And even dislocating hip bone to stop Jacob from fighting him, Jacob still did not rest. And then God blessed him. And that was where Jacob's name was changed from Jacob to Israel. And somebody asked me a question. He said, but why would Jacob be asking God for a blessing when God had already promised Abraham, his father, to be the one with all the seeds? And that is what God is saying to us, that I have promised you. That's what the enemy wants you to think. That I have promised you doesn't mean you must not pray. And you must not keep praying and asking. And then God now took me to Luke, where Jesus said, to Luke, where Jesus was talking about the wicked judge. And he said to his disciples, you have to pray. You have to keep praying and keep praying and keep praying. If you remember the story of the wicked judge had no regard for God or for man or for anyone. But there was a widow who was consistent, who consistently disturbed the wicked judge to rule in her favor because she was innocent. The judge would never rule on he's a wicked judge. He has no regard for God. Why will he rule in favor of a poor widow? However, because she was consistent, because she kept on disturbing God, because she never stopped disturbing God, the judge, because she never stopped disturbing the judge, what did the judge say? The judge said, I will listen to her and I'll give her that which she's asking me for. Least she comes and injure me or fight me or hurt me. So he gave it to her. And Jesus was saying, if a wicked judge can give out freely, because there was consistency in the way the lady asked, and she did not stop. She was bold. She was consistent. Will our Father, who is love, who is kind, who wants the best for us, if we continuously ask him and demand from him, will he not give to us freely? If God gave us Jesus freely, his son, even in our sin, to die for all our sake, will he still not do the same for us when we keep asking? And then Jesus is saying, and I just saw, this is the pattern God started with love in the beginning of the year. Then he took us to, in the month of March, where he said, breakthrough. And then he said, and then he released every one of us from that captivity. And then he took us to the next month of April, where he said, the enemy will come now because he knows that he has no hold over us anymore. Because now we are living that 20% of our life with God and going into a higher percent with God, which is how it should be. Because at 20%, you do not experience the supernatural which God has promised us. So he's saying he's taking us away from there to a higher level, and that is the level where the Bible tells us that we fight against principalities and power. And knowing that we fight against principalities, God said, fear not. Fear not. Just believe. But however, guard your heart. When those evil thoughts come, control it, direct it, and say, no, I'll not listen to such thought. I refuse to walk with those thoughts. I believe that which my God has promised shall come to pass. And then when he now took us out of that, he now said, pray non-stop. Declare your day. Pray morning, afternoon, and evening. Pray, 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 he said. Pray, 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 he said. Pray, pray, he said. And that which you're asking God will definitely and surely come to pass. God bless you all as you watch my video. To those who don't know God, those who have not given their life to Jesus, all you need to do is just say, Lord Jesus, I know you're the Son of God, and I know you died on the cross for my sins, and I want to give my life to you. I want you to be my Lord and my Savior. That's all you need to do. And look for a Bible, and look for a good Bible church. And for those of us who already know Christ, the peace of God be with you this morning as you listen to this video. That which you're asking, that breakthrough which you're asking, you already have it. God said, you're saying, you've already received it. Just keep trusting him, keep believing him. Guard your heart. Don't allow those evil thoughts to come. Those evil thoughts, those things that come. If God was real, how come you're going through all of this problem? If God could do it, well, how come he didn't do it? Don't compromise yourself. That's where, especially those who want to become pastors or, go into the ministry, that's where they get compromised, they get misled. Just trust God, hold on to him. The chains are broken. The chains are broken. Death has been defeated. Jesus came and even defeated. Death has been defeated on our behalf. He defeated death. He's defeated everything for you and I, so that we can stand firm on his words. It has been defeated. God bless you all as you all watch my video. In Jesus' mighty name I pray. Amen.